cardstock, 8.5 by 11, one sheet of 12 by 12 scrapbook paper, just so the colors kind of coordinate is the key. And actually that's probably the hardest part, is choosing your paper, to be honest. So with this, we are going to do the hamburger cut. So you're going to cut it at 5.5. I probably shouldn't do three at a time. 2 is kind of the best, so I'll probably mess it up. And then this one, you're scoring at 4.25. And that is the hamburger cut.
Sheri, can you give me this one more time? What's the first cut, the hamburger?
Go that way? Yep, so a hamburger cut is 5.5.
5.5.
Is cut, score at 4.25. So it's the opposite of the hot dog cut.
Oh.
And just in half. It really just is in half. So that's the card. Fold it in half. Again. How you make your cards look professional is to have a good crease line. It makes a difference. It really does. So then this one, we're going to take the pretty paper, the scrapbook paper, and we're going to go at 3 3/4 and cut it at 3 3/4 3 times. So one cut at 3 3/4. Hopefully I do it right. 3 3/4. 3 3/4. Again, you're going to have a little bit of scrap, but I'm going to use that on the leftover on another card. And so then you're going to cut at 5. So each of the pieces will be 3 3/4 by 5, this size, okay? And you're going to do that 6 times. Okay, then let's see. There's a couple ways that you can use these. One of the ways that's really easy is to put your paper in your paper trimmer with each, can you see that? Can you see very well? Each corner is lined up on the cutting, what do you call it? The cutting track. And then you just cut it in half like this. So you'll get a couple triangles. Make sure that the crease is in the right place. But then you're just going to take these, and because it has a little bit of, it's a little bit smaller, then you're going to just create a place where you can see the cardstock through the paper. It just makes a little accent, and just adhere it. And your pattern is just broken up a little bit. Like that.
Sheri, if you don't have that special tape, can you use like a glue stick? Is that okay?
You can. I don't recommend it because glue stick can get really sticky and it doesn't always dry clear. So, I mean, you can just be really careful with them. And glue sticks also don't hold the paper quite as well. So you can make this beautiful card and then have it fall apart. So
you can use the Joanne coupon and get your tape runners pretty inexpensively.
And this, yeah, it's a 3-pack of these. And what is it like? It's like $10 or something, but you can get the 40% off. So they're pretty reasonable. if people are interested and want it, I'm willing to place an order with officesupply.com, and you can get them for like under $1 each, the refills for these. However, I have had quality issues with them, and they fold up on each other and you have to throw them away and stuff. So I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say. If it's mostly worth it, but you have to realize that you're throwing some away. This is the other thing. This is my other go-to glue, is the Tombow liquid adhesive. And this stuff is really great too. But I wouldn't give it to my kids because they'll make a mess. Or someone who's not good with glue. So this is that same card finished. Just put that little stripe down the middle. This is a sample of it where I put a white just behind the piece that I cut. So, and here's another one, just the paper. There's one other cut that you can do, and it's this one. It's pretty much the same idea. You're just cutting the paper and creating a place where the cardstock shines through. And so these are 5 inches. So you're going to cut it directly in half, which is 2.5. Like that. I've got 2 pieces of cardstock. And then just adhere them down. Here's my cardstock. So just something like that. And then you got another card ready for a greeting. Are there any questions about that?
What is the apparatus your tool that you cut and fold things on, that you score and cut?
This one right here?
What's that called?
It's called a paper trimmer.
Okay.
You can buy them at Joann and Michael's, things like that. I do sell them, but that's not what I'm doing here today. So anyway, yeah, you can get them several different places, but it just cuts the cardstock nicely, and mine has the scoring tool on there. Some of them you have to pull out the blade and change it out from the scoring to the cutting tool. So
But yours,
right.
you don't have to do that. You can just.
Yeah. So on mine, it's the black or the darker colored blade, the dark gray. This is a cutting, and this one right here, the lighter color, is a scoring.
Oh, cool.
So I don't have to switch in and out the blades. I just have to remember which one I'm actually wanting to use, which sometimes doesn't happen.
I get scrap paper, right, to make an.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, that's not what I wanted to do. So that happens too. Well, those are 2 ways to effectively use your cardstock. This is with the cut we just did, we'll get 6 pieces. Well, I guess I can just finish cutting it. So you'll get 5. You'll get 6 pieces that are 3 3/4 by 5. You'll have some leftover pieces. And this little leftover piece I cut also into 5, I believe. No, into 4. I'm sorry, cut this one in 4. So then you get 3 pieces. Like this. And then you could just adhere that to a card base. I didn't want the card to be completely naked, so I put another white piece down on my sample. Because see, look, Kai messed things up, so I'm just using the other side. Like that. And then I'll just line up these 3 little pieces like this. adhere them, and you'll have a card like this. All right, any questions?